Welcome back to Monday English Podcast. I'm Tom, your host from London, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Lena, who's tuning in from New York. Hey, Lena, how's your week going?
Hi, Tom. My week's been great. Thanks for asking. I've been thinking a lot about how we all make mistakes while learning English. And honestly, those little errors can feel so frustrating sometimes.
Oh, I totally agree. You know, when I first started learning English, I once told a friend I was going to the bath instead of bat. Let's just say they laughed and asked why I needed soap for a baseball game.
That's so relatable. Mistakes like that are part of the journey, right? At Monday English Podcast, we're here to make learning English feel friendly, fun, and totally doable, whether you're just starting out or building your confidence.
Exactly. Today, we're diving into common pronunciation mistakes that trip up so many learners. We'll explain why they happen, how to fix them, and even share some quick tricks to sound more natural.
And don't worry, we'll keep things simple. This episode is packed with real-life examples, tips you can try right away, and even a free PDF guide with exercises and vocabulary. Just head to our website to download it after the show.
Perfect. So, grab a pen, press record, and let's learn together. Ready, Lena?
Always ready, Tom. Let's get started. And remember, every mistake is just another step towards sounding like a pro.
All right, let's dive into the top 5 pronunciation mistakes we hear most often. Number 1, mixing up short vowel sounds. Think ship versus sheep. One tiny difference in the vowel, but the meaning changes completely.
Oh, I remember a learner who told me they ordered sheep at a restaurant instead of ship. The waiter was very confused. The trick? Keep your mouth tighter and shorter for ship and stretch it for sheep. Try it with me. Ship, sheep.
Nice. Number 2, silent letters. English has a lot of letters that don't say anything, like the K in knee or the B in debt. You say knee, not knee, and debt, not debt.
I had a friend who stressed over psychology for weeks. He kept saying psychology until I told him, just pretend the P isn't there. Now he says it perfectly.
Love that. Number 3, word stress. In English, we stress one syllable more than others. For example, photographer, noun, versus photography, noun plus suffix. Stress the wrong syllable, and it sounds off.
Exactly. A listener once told me, she said, I love to photographer instead of photography. It's tricky, but here's a tip. Longer words often have stress on the same syllable, even when they change form. Practice with me. Photographer, photography.
Great job. Number 4, linking sounds. When speaking fast, we connect words. For example, an apple becomes a napple. If you pause between every word, it sounds robotic. Try saying, I love it as I love it.
Yes, think of it like glue between words. Another example, get out becomes get out. It's how native speakers make speech flow smoothly.
And number 5, overemphasizing final consonants. In some languages, you say every letter, but in English, we often relax the ending. Like book. Don't say booka, just book.
Oh, I've heard learners add extra sounds to the end of words like book or cat, and it makes it sound, well, funny. Just stop at the k or t sound. Try it. Book, cat. Done.
Perfect. These 5 mistakes are super common, but fixing them just takes practice. Next, we'll talk about why these errors happen in the first place. Ready, Lena?
Always. Let's go.
So, why do these mistakes happen? Let's break it down. First up, Our native language. If your first language doesn't have certain sounds, your brain might not even hear them at first, like how some languages blend L and R sounds.
Exactly. I remember a listener named Anna from Brazil who told me she kept saying rice instead of lice. She'd joke, I eat rice with lice, but it was tricky until she trained her ears to hear the difference.
That's such a good example. Second reason, lack of listening practice. If you only study grammar or vocabulary, you might not notice how sounds connect in real speech, like want to becoming wanna.
Right. I've heard learners say every word separately, I want to go, and it sounds stiff. But when you listen to podcasts or shows, you start catching those natural patterns.
Third reason, fear of sounding wrong. Some learners overthink every sound and end up speaking slowly or avoiding tricky words altogether.
I've been there. When I first learned Wednesday, I kept saying Wednesday because I was scared to skip the D. But once I heard native speakers say it fast, I realized it's okay to relax.
Exactly. And here's the fix. Small adjustments make a big difference. Take Anna's rice versus lice problem. Lena, how did she solve it?
She practiced minimal pairs, words that only differ by one sound. At first, she'd mix up light and right, but after repeating them slowly and exaggerating the sounds, her brain started hearing the difference.
That's awesome. And for linking sounds, think of give me sounding like gimme. Once you train your ear to hear these shortcuts, your mouth follows.
Another tip? Record yourself. Listen to a short phrase, repeat it, and compare. You'll spot gaps faster than just reading aloud.
True. And don't forget, silent letters are everywhere, like island missing the S or Wednesday hiding the D. Once you know they exist, they're easier to remember.
But here's the key. Don't stress over every tiny sound. Focus on the ones that change meaning. If you say ship instead of sheep, people might get confused. But if your TH sounds a little off, most will still understand you.
Perfect point. Prioritize clarity over perfection. Next, we'll share 3 easy strategies to fix these mistakes. Ready, Lena?
Let's dive in.
So, you know why mistakes happen, now let's fix them. Today, we're sharing 3 easy strategies to improve your pronunciation fast. Ready, Lima?
Always ready, Tom. Let's start with strategy number 1. Slow down and exaggerate sounds. I know it feels silly, but trust me, it works.
Exactly. When you slow down, you train your mouth to form sounds correctly. For example, if you struggle with the th sound, say think slowly. T-H-I-N-K. Over-exaggerate the th by sticking your tongue out a tiny bit. Try it with me. Think.
Think. See, it feels weird, but after a few days, your brain and mouth remember how it feels. A learner friend of mine kept saying sink instead of think until he practiced this method. Now he nails it.
Love that. Strategy number 2, minimal pairs. These are words that differ by only one sound, like 3 versus tree. Focus on the tiny difference between them.
Yes, try repeating them slowly. 3, tree, 3, tree. At first, they might sound the same, but keep listening closely. Another example, bed versus bad. Shorten your vowel for bed and stretch it for bad.
And here's a tip. Write these pairs down and practice daily. Even 5 minutes can make a difference. Now, Strategy number 3, shadowing.
Oh, I love shadowing. It's like speaking English while dancing with a native speaker. Find a short YouTube video. We recommend channels like BBC Learning English or English Addict with Mr. Steve. And pause, then repeat what they say as they say it.
Exactly. Don't wait. Speak at the same time. This trains your rhythm, stress, and intonation. Let's try a mini demo.
Ready? Press play on a video clip. Okay, imagine the speaker said, I'm going to meet my friend at the cafe. Now, repeat it with them. I'm going to meet my friend at the cafe.
Perfect. Do this for 5 to 10 minutes daily, and you'll start sounding more natural. And if you're unsure about a word's pronunciation,
Use Forvo. It's a free app where native speakers record words. Type schedule and hear how it's pronounced in British versus American English. Super helpful.
yes, apps like Forvo or Youglish are lifesavers. Combine shadowing with checking sounds, and you'll improve fast.
And don't forget, these strategies don't require perfection. Just practice a little every day. Even 5 minutes beats 0 minutes.
True. Next, we'll share real-life tips to make these habits stick. Ready to go, Lena?
Let's do it.
All right, so we've covered some great strategies. Slow down, practice minimal pairs, shadow native speakers. Now let's talk about how to apply these in real life. Lena, what's your go-to tip for daily practice?
My favorite? Record yourself reading aloud. It's like having your own personal pronunciation coach. When I first started learning English, I'd read short articles or even children's books, then play it back. Hearing my own voice helped me spot gaps fast.
That's such a simple but powerful idea. I remember a learner who struggled with TH sounds until he recorded himself reading news headlines. After 2 weeks, his thing became just think, no more over-exaggeration.
Exactly. And if you're nervous about recording, start small. Just read a paragraph from a book or a news article. Focus on one tricky sound each time. Once you hear it, you'll naturally correct it next time.
Love that. Tip number 2, watch shows with subtitles. Shows like Friends or The Office are perfect because characters speak clearly and use everyday English.
Oh, I did this religiously. I'd watch an episode with English subtitles first, then again without. It trained my ears to match sounds with words. One time, I'd realized I'd been saying worse instead of war for months, just by hearing it in context.
Such a good example. And here's a pro tip. Pause and repeat lines after characters. Pretend you're acting out the scene. It's like shadowing, but with drama.
Ha, yes. Pretend you're Ross or Rachel for the day. Now, tip number 3, join free online practice groups. There are tons of communities on Facebook or Meetup where learners chat in English.
Totally. I met a group that meets weekly on Zoom. We just talk about random topics, movies, food, travel. No pressure, just fun. One member said she finally stopped translating in her head after a few months of casual chats.
That's huge. When you speak without fear of mistakes, your brain starts thinking in English automatically. And tip number 4, the 5-word challenge. Pick 5 tricky words each week and focus on them.
Oh, I love this. For example, if your target words are schedule, Wednesday, through, enough, and colon, say them out loud daily. Write them in sentences. Post them on your fridge.
Yes! A learner friend of mine stuck Wednesday on her mirror. Every morning she'd say, "Today is Wednesday," without the D. Now it's second nature.
Perfect. And here's the key. Don't try all 4 tips at once. Pick one to start. Record yourself this week, then try watching a show next week. Small steps add up.
Exactly. Remember, progress over perfection. Next, we'll break down some key vocabulary from today's episode. Ready, Tom?
Always, let's go.
All right, that's all for today's episode. Before we go, let's quickly recap what we've learned. Remember, small, consistent practice beats trying to fix everything at once. Focus on one mistake, one sound, one habit at a time.
And don't forget, progress isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up, trying again, and celebrating tiny wins. Whether it's mastering ship versus sheep or linking sounds smoothly, every step counts.
Exactly. If you take one thing from today, let it be this. Start where you are. Use the free PDF guide we mentioned. It's got exercises, vocabulary, and tips to keep you on track. You'll find the link in the description.
We'd also love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell us, what's one pronunciation challenge you're going to work on this week? We'll read your answers and maybe even feature them in our next episode.
Don't forget to hit that follow button so you never miss an episode. And if you found today's tips helpful, share this episode with a friend who's learning English too. Together, we grow.
Oh, and a quick favor, if you have a minute, leave us a review. It helps other learners find us and lets us know what you'd like to hear next. Every review means the world to us.
That's all for now, friends. Keep practicing, stay curious, and remember, every word you speak brings you closer to fluency. Progress over perfection, always.
Until next time, this is Lena.
And Tom saying keep learning, keep growing, and keep sounding more confident every day. See you soon.